Hi, I'm Dan Ox-Harrison. I'm joined by Aporo because unfortunately my co-caster is not here.
Hey, sorry, I was a little bit late. Captain Timo duties.
Right. I'll ask later. Planet Mushrooms?
Oh, I'm Kiernan. Hi. I'm here to commentate the next game of League of Legends. You might know me by Scoundrel, also known as the Dinner Hoarder, apparently, on Twitter, as I'm getting offered dinners across the world. One in DC, one in France. Maybe Bartiono would replicate the offer in the Netherlands. Are you going to buy me dinner in Newcastle? I know it's like in almost another country entirely.
I'm in Bristol at the moment.
Ah, you're in Bristol.
So, I mean, if you want a dinner in Bristol, you can come.
What could I have?
There's a pretty nice Lebanese restaurant nearby.
I like Lebanese.
It's so nice. So you get like a little starter with a load of dishes.
Yeah.
We'll share that.
Keep
you know,
telling me
our
about it.
hands will touch each other when we go for the same thing. It'll be really cute.
Mm.
And then for the main, I got like a leg of lamb, and it was so good. It just slips off the bone. It's so tender. Oh, beautiful.
Yes, Cloudy Wolf. I'm going to become a caster so I can eat for free. That's exactly what we do. I have never paid for a meal in my life.
That's what they give me for casting. They just
Yeah, I actually don't get paid. I just get paid in like vouchers for food restaurants.
They give you vouchers?
What do you not get vouchers?
They just
They just dump it outside your door on a weekly basis.
No, I just walk out and they're like, "Here's a jam sandwich." I'm like, "Okay."
Just a jam sandwich.
Yeah.
You're getting underpaid, mate. I get a peanut butter one.
You got just peanut butter?
No, with toast as well.
I'm saying we could combine it. We could one bit of bread from each, and then we have a peanut butter.
I don't think anyone's ever done that before.
No, that's it. We should trademark that.
We should trademark that. Peanut butter and strawberry preserved sandwiches.
Yeah, rolls off the tongue.
It rolls off the tongue. Right, we're jumping into our next game of League of Legends, and it's actually a really big one. It's MnM taking on Fnatic. This one can actually have some impact on the rest of the standings.
Well, the last one could have had impact for Bulldog, but it didn't.
It did, yeah, okay, it did. But, well, it technically did. They're in relegation. So now we've got MnM and Fnatic. This could actually have a solid impact on the standings, depending on the outcome.
Yeah, I would like to show you that, but unfortunately,
really hot.
I would like to show you it, but unfortunately, the whiteboard is no longer with us. So, but you know, stuff can happen. Both teams want to win this.
I've got an idea. I'm a doctor, remember? I'm going to do CPR.
Okay, so.
I just hit you in the face.
I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's cool. You know.
I hit him in the face with the whiteboard.
That's cool. It happens.
I think I hit him in the teeth. Oh, Dan, are your teeth okay?
It's fine.
Are your teeth okay?
Yeah, they're okay.
Can I have a look? My partner is a dentist, so I'm basically qualified. They look fine.
Okay.
Do they hurt?
No. It was my lip more than my teeth.
Oh, is it bleeding?
No, it's fine.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
You know, this whiteboard, this is why I hate this whiteboard.
I was about to perform whiteboard CPR. I just slapped Ox.
I'm not sure my teeth on
just has to show his teeth. He wants to see Ox's teeth.
You know my dentist, Twitch chat?
All right, I'm just going to bring it back so we can actually talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm really sorry for hitting you in the mouth. I did not mean to. I was trying to do...
It's fine.
He's
Got like a little lump there.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I actually just slapped the whiteboard on his face.
Right, so...
Do you want to do it back? I mean, I can take it.
No, I'm not mean.
Well,
That's how wars are started, you know.
I could never get
An
into a
eye
war
for an
with you.
eye, just it develops. Anyway, so basically you see the scores at the top. All of these sort of depend on who wins this game. So, you know, for this or this to happen, Fnatic need to win this game. For this or this to happen, MnM need to win. And basically, both of these teams can get as high as second or as low as fourth. So it's all to play for here. And they obviously want to win this game, which is why they're drafting for it, which we've definitely been paying attention to.
Yes, the draft phase has concluded, and we can talk about the bans very quickly, as it is Vayne, Lissandra, Jarvan, and it is Zoe, Akali, Silas banned on the side of Fnatic Rising, and we have first pick of Olaf.
Which is a pretty interesting one.
It's a very big Nulty pick. He loves his Olaf.
Yeah, he prefers his Elise. He prefers contesting a Skull Crab at level 2 and dying. That's the Nulty special, as I like to call it. So
the Nulty special.
Hopefully we won't see that from him on the Olaf. Maybe he's picking Olaf because his level 2 is pretty good.
he looks okay, but I'm just a bit worried, that's all.
I thought you were trying to kiss me.
Maybe later. Braum and Lucian now locked in. That's a pretty solid bot lane already in fact, Xmeti and Prospect. And actually taken Xmeti off something that he's been going for over time, which has been the Vayne. He's been going for the Vayne very sort of frequently with that
A lot of scaling he carries, it is banned, so that I did work out that when things are banned, you tend not to be able to play it.
I thought you could circumvent it by trying really hard.
You press it hard enough
just
and
hit
you can
the
get
Vayne hard enough and it gets locked in. All right, so that means the bot lane is chosen for Fnatic. And now MnM, Monk and Shogun, I think I love this matchup. Xmeti Prosper, Monk and Shogun, I think is a really, really cool matchup to keep our eyes on because they're just such gifted bot laners in general.
Yeah.
Kalista coming out with probably one of the worst win rates over the games played in the UKLC.
Not great.
She is quite hard to play properly.
Yeah.
And she's a difficult AD carry to make work.
Monk is one of those wins on her, so credit to him, could come out big. And Alistar, Kalista is the combo they played last time. Actually, no, it wasn't the combo they played last time, but it is a good combo with the Kalista, so that's a pretty solid 2v2. Level 1, they kind of lose out in terms of pressure, but you can really hold your own in that skirmish. So I'm hoping to see a lot of fights in that bot lane.
Now we're waiting for MagiFelix to lock in a champion over the side. If you were MnM, would you just take a jungler? Sorry, if you're Fnatic, would you just take a jungler now to stop yourself? Yeah, I think
if you want to be safe, you have the option of taking a mid laner or a top laner and then banning counters, but they're taking the safe option. Rek'Sai, Dan hasn't had the greatest performance on this champion. It's been doing really well, but his first game was a bit underwhelming. He didn't have the early pressure, so hopefully this one comes out better. We'll have to see how well he's done it, because one of the criticisms we had for Dan is a bit too passive and farms a bit too much. But he does like to play things like the Olaf, which can have a bit of impact. And he did have a lot more impact in his game yesterday, so hopefully he can do the same on the Rek'Sai.
Monkeys has been one of the few junglers that I think has really made Rek'Sai work very well, for Diabolus especially. Now we're going into the second phase here. Chips is again going to have that Irelia targeted. Really, they are respecting Chips' Irelia. We saw it one game, I think, in the UKLC, and he's never got his hands on it again.
But it was a good game. And similarly, MagiFelix has played one Corki game, but that game was dominating, so unsurprisingly they just don't want to deal with that. The scaling from that champion is huge, and he just took over the match with it.
Has very few bad matchups in the mid lane as well, so it's such a safe pick if you want to go for a top lane.
I think the thing as well is that, especially when they're banning away things like the Irelia and the LeBlanc, they are the champions you would take to punish it.
Corki, yeah.
So with them off the table, if you don't punish the Corki, he's just going to become a monster. See what MnM come and ban for their second rotation. Surprisingly, Yorick's just been left completely untouched here, so it'll be interesting to see if that does come through.
I expect Momus picks Aatrox, to be honest, because he always does. Yeah,
pretty much. It'll be interesting to see if Shikari takes Renekton, because he has taken that in the previous game as his matchup to go to. A big Kennen player as well. It's going to be interesting to see what they pick here, though. Do they want to give the counter pick to Shikari or MagiFelix? The tendency has led towards giving counter pick to MagiFelix, but this is a situation where they might want to do otherwise, you know, because a lot of champions are banned away from MagiFelix. They might just want to secure a good pick for him right now. Is
there anything that you'd say would be, that's not what I was thinking? No. I'm not even going to finish that sentence, because Victor was not what I was thinking.
It's a bit of a risky play. He's played it before. He's confident on it. He can get the late game.
Can you still flex it? Can you still, is it possible to still flex it?
It is possible in theory, but I wouldn't. You can. But I mean, you can. If you have a good matchup top lane, you can still play the Victor top lane. It's just, it's been a long time since it's been that staple meta pick.
Is that going to stick in MnM's mind at this portion of the draft phase?
Maybe. It might make them a bit worrisome. They are going to go for the Orianna, so you can punish the Victor if you get him in a shockwave, but essentially they are just going to farm up in the mid lane. Fairly
It's going to be a pretty passive lane.
Both of them scaling pretty effectively. It's going to come down to junglers to make an impact if something's to happen. Now it comes down to what Momus wants to take. Aatrox is a big pick for him. That Yorick's still available. Oh wow, what a surprise.
Couldn't have called it.
So now it comes down to what Shikari wants to take. So
I'm pretty sure like 4 of those 5 games have been Momus playing Aatrox.
The skill matchup is Renekton. The scaling matchup is Fiora, where you just outscale the, and it's the counter matchup. He could play something like the Kennen just to have that range advantage. It comes down to what Shikari wants to provide for his team, because right now, adding to that front line could be good, or adding a split push win condition works as well, but going in a different direction. So Cho'Gath has had some buffs on this patch. Nope, not going to go Cho'Gath.
Yeah, the caster curses never talk about lock-ins until they're locked in. Hovers are always going to send you down a dry and unfruitful path.
Yeah, so we'll go for the Yorick at the end, which has gone all the way to the end of the draft phase. Is going to scale pretty well. I think the Aatrox can hold its own earlier on, but you know, we have seen the power of that split push Yorick come out huge. Even in that game where K-Boss got solo killed 3 times, he still managed to become a monster later on. So, testament to the champion.
Testament to the champion being broken, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
There we go.
Because I don't think Kerberos played that game particularly well.
Well, I don't even think Kerberos would say that he played that game particularly well,
No,
if I'm completely honest. I think he probably looks back and say, wait, I got solo killed 3 times.
Yeah.
Not what I want to be doing is the top UK top laner in the current competition.
Yeah, considering it's Ego Speed, who, I mean, credit to Bulldogs, they've looked really good recently, but they're a team in relegations, and their top laner just solo killed you. And the thing is, they've been alternating top laners. So it's not even like that's been their top laner for the whole split. So he's had half play time, and he's on one of the bottom teams, and he solo kills you 3 times.
Speaking of which, we have Diablos already qualified in the play-ins for the EU Masters right now, so they will at least get the play-in spot, because I believe if they actually win the UKLC, they get graduated to the full EU Masters spot.
Yeah, they get the group stage spot from that, and then the play-in spot would go to whoever's second in playoffs. So we'll have to see how that goes up, but still so much to play for. But these 2 teams, crucially, it's all about the seeding going to playoffs. So what will happen is, in the semi-finals, first place, which is Diablos, will play 4th place. Second will play 3rd. But crucially, the team with highest seeding gets side selection in Game 1. Side
selection in Game 1 are pretty important. And let's talk about the teams themselves. MnM, this is their roster. Mummus, Nolty, Chips, Monk, and Shogun rounding out the MnM roster. And we'll have a look on the other side of that coin, which is Fnatic Rising. Shikari, Dan, Magi, Felix, Matty, and Prosfair make up your Fnatic Rising roster.
Yeah, pretty solid rosters. And the first dragon going to be in Infernal, so that's a big one. All to play for around these fiery bot lanes.
And we are jumping on to the Rift for one of the most volatile matchups of our week, with MnM taking on Fnatic. And this has huge impact for who's going to take those seeding positions. Remember, no one can claim first from Diablos right now, and especially so that Diablos have made it through that first round. But there can still be shifts between XL, Fnatic, and MnM. And that wonderful whiteboard that I smacked Orcs in the face with by mistake will tell us everything that we need to know.
Yeah, you can probably go back and freeze the exact point I got hit in the face, but then...
Oh God, I want to do that now and take a screen grab of it.
Thanks.
Task for our production. Go back and find the exact moment Orcs was hit with the whiteboard. And you can put it up on Twitter for me. In fact, task for our audience.
I wonder, I'll probably just like...
Oh, it feels so bad.
It's fine, dude.
I tried to do cardiopulmonary resuscitation on the whiteboard, but didn't realize that you weren't holding onto it firmly.
I'm pretty sure when you do resuscitation, you don't tend to have someone holding.
You don't. But the whiteboard can't stand up for themselves.
I've actually done first aid, you know.
Have you?
Yeah, I was actually a lifeguard for a period of time.
Were you
but
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see you in a lifeguard outfit.
Oh, yeah, back in the day, I used to be quite the swimmer. Now I just sink.
Oh, a little bit of a cheeky push back and forth. I mean, I got told in my production here set, the poll. I thought he said orcs in 5 seconds. I was like, what orcs in 5 seconds? He's here. But the poll is up, so you can vote hashtag MnM or hashtag Fnatic to see who you think will come out on top in this particular game. And I want those votes at hashtag FNC. Everyone knows what I mean, though.
Wow, Fnatic have 100%. That's insane. Never mind.
MnM slowly fighting back. I actually kind of want to cast the live action bar rather than the game.
Yeah, I agree. Their players aren't doing anything yet, but actually, you look at bot lane, I said Alistar Kalista level 1 isn't great, particularly the Alistar, and they did kind of get zoned off that first wave pretty heavily.
They did, and that was credit to Matty and Prosfair. They pushed up a little bit. They're going to start to head towards the river. I think they're even going for the river scuttler here themselves.
Yeah,
so.
I think they might be leashing it for Dan. Yeah, I think they just leashed it for him because if they stole that, I think he probably... I mean, personally, I would just go AFK.
Just AFK. GG, no re.
You take my skull? Okay, you're on your own.
Matty and Prosfair do make it back towards that lane, though, very happily.
And that was a tweet from... so when we had, when we had Misfits in the UK,
yes,
that jungler Afflict, he tweeted something like, "Oh, bot lane didn't leash me, and now they want me to gank." That's cute.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Very recent.
It was moderately recent. So everything pretty chill so far, and you can see Mummus is on his Aatrox, and again, something that has been a pretty stalwart pick for him over the last couple of weeks. He's pretty much picked it regardless of matchup. It's pretty safe Aatrox into most matchups, and so he's very happy to just pilot that into Shikari on the top side of the map. I'm interested in this Victor pick, though. It really isn't something that we've seen too much of. Especially since C9 Brad doesn't really play in the UK scene anymore.
It must be a confidence pick from Mad Felix. He's played it before in the split, And I think he's happy to blind it when a lot of things are off the table, because obviously there is the concern that things like LeBlanc could threaten it, but so many things have been banned away, and he was confident to take that, especially when there was a slight chance it was a flex. So MnM win completely confident, but yeah, I mean, the only thing that I can think of that's a massive counter towards this Aatrox would be, oh, we've seen a gank come in top.
Shikari does have flash available. Will get knocked up, forced to flash, and taken very low here.
They might go for the dive here, actually, if they shove the wave in. Dan's coming over, but Nolty's popped the Predator.
Yeah, he's waiting for an opportunity. He's going to try and stop the back. He misses, and the back's going to come through. Nolty doesn't stop that back onto Shikari, and the teleport does immediately come through here. Wondering whether they're going to try and stop him from doing these Krug. Yes, they are. Nice heads up. I think Nolty smites that away, but actually Shikari forces the flash out of Nolty too, as Mumus was not in a position to help him out. Maybe Shikari overstepped though. Is he going to get pulled back in? Doesn't get pulled back in. Does manage to escape, and that was spicy.
That was a bit of a close one. Got a bit dicey there, but in the end, no one dies. Just some flashes burned.
So mid-side now, you can see MagiFelix slowly pushing Chibs in here. Bit of a CS difference opening up, but realistically those lanes should equal that out once the minion waves are taken by either side. What I want to talk about though is Mumus just constantly having the pressure in this top side of the map, doing a great job versus Shikari here early on. It is something that you would expect to happen in this matchup though. Yorick's not going to duel particularly well early on versus the Aatrox.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing earlier on. You're really waiting for that level 6 point, because the issue with Aatrox is you have to commit that ult if you want to make use of it, whereas the Yorick essentially just has it the whole time, that Maiden with him.
Poll is ending soon, so if you haven't cast your votes, you better cast them now. As the teleport comes in now from Mumus, there is Dan on the top side of the map. He's got that blue smite available, waiting and baiting to let Mumus into this position. Doesn't have the ability to dive out, forced to flash straight away. And Dan, showing his face, burns a summoner for Mumus on the top side of the map.
Yeah, Mumus respecting the fact that if he got pinned down, he would die very quickly, but takes a lot of damage in that trade. And now, both top laners flashless, both without TP, and Shikari hitting level 6 first, so got to be very careful with that Maiden coming up against you.
MagiFelix having a perfectly fine time versus Chibs on this Orianna, and Orianna's seeing a lot more play recently. She kind of came out of nowhere a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just, it tends to be when a lot of champions get nerfed to the mid lane, Orianna just rises in priority because she's pretty jack of all trades in some ways.
You can see now Dan forced to back off as Nolty does come in here onto Prosfair. That's an ultimate coming up from MagiFelix already. Didn't realize this was going to go straight into a gauge. But Shogun jumps in. Now MagiFelix going to get locked up. Doesn't want to use any of his summoners, but the heal does come through. And now Dan and Matty are trying to bring up the side, looking for a flank onto this MnM roster, but very non-committal from the entire squad. No one wants that big fight that could turn this game instantly.
It seemed very indecisive there. Chibs used the shockwave on Dan when Shogun did a flash combo on a MagiFelix, so it just felt like the core was a bit split, and as a result, they don't find anything. Now the team going to go for the Infernal here, but a lot burned for very little to happen, essentially.
It just felt, like you said, non-committal from both teams. Like, neither one wanted to be the team to make that mistake early on that could seal the game. Because
yeah,
if you lose that Infernal off the back of a fight that went wrong, that could be your game over, especially when the scaling is pretty equal across the board.
Yeah, scaling's fairly even, so it would be a big risk to go for that. But now, Mai just recalled now. He has no TP. Obviously, we saw TP Lucian last game.
And you've got a Callista.
Yeah, so this is a good opportunity to get control of this Dragon area, especially as Dan is heading towards the top side, but I don't think MnM have a read on this. And so Nolty's actually just recalling. Actually, no, he did cancel that. I think they can start this Dragon up.
He is on that side. They've pushed that wave on the bottom side of the map. Actually, you can see Chibs making his way over. I think they managed to get round the vision of that Rift Scuttler. And I think MnM should be in a good enough position to take this without much contest.
Yeah, I mean, Dan's miles away. MagiFelix is in base. There's no way to really contest a Smite and a Rend, so pretty easy for them to pick up that Infernal. And with the next one being the Ocean, that is the ideal situation, because when you get an Infernal, the worst thing is when someone equalizes. So you want to secure that, and now if Fnatic get the next Dragon, it's an Ocean, which really isn't that valuable. So MnM have got a massive factor in the scaling in this game.
Matty just pops that ultimate to burn a little bit of damage onto both Monk and Shogun early on here. Again, you can use that. You could do that as Lucian. You just want to make sure you use that ultimate whenever you can. It is just a form of damage. You can use it as a form of poke as well.
They're not always the best for all-ins. It's normally better when at the end of a fight when someone's flashed away, but often used for poke in the laning phase.
Dan
Mummus has no flash here.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash, and Dan is on the top side of the map waiting for an opportunity. Does have flash available. And also MagiFelix rotating up. You can see that they are sitting on a ward, and I don't think Mummus is going to be able to escape this easily. He does have his ultimate, though, and you can see Nulty and Chibs rotating up. They're looking to catch someone off, as Mummus is going to try and clear that wave the best way he can.
Yeah, so the teammates of MnM will come up and make Mummus safe. It's a hard dive to pull off just because of that World Ender. Does mean you have to kill him twice. So the presence of Nulty and Chibs is enough to force him back. But actually, Chibs uses the shockwave here. There's a pretty heavy trade coming in mid, which we didn't get to see. Cheers, Harry.
Dog champ on the controls again. Learning spectating.
Here.
Learning spectating.
It's a hard skill.
Shikari and Dan, all of this pressure really felt like they were posturing for this blue buff invade coming through. They will have to be careful. Shockwave is down, so that's a pretty big deal, but MagiFelix also has lost his ultimate.
Crucially, the bot lane is coming up from MnM, so Fnatic need to get out quickly because this could get problematic.
Oh, they forced the flash out of Shikari here. It's going to be Nulty just popping that ultimate, trying to get onto MagiFelix. I don't think he has, he has got flash, and we forced to burn it very early on. Monk going to back off. One axe stray. And MagiFelix will escape with a sliver of HP. It looks like they're going to rotate their lane very early on here versus the Lucian Braum matchup, because there's no way that Kallista's going to head back down towards the bot lane.
Well, the big thing is you've taken the Dragon. The next neutral objective is that Rift Herald, so the standard for a lot of teams is switch them up to the top side, contest that next neutral objective, and that's what they're going to do, and they now have priority in this Herald. They should be able to get it, but on the other side of the map, Mighty is happy picking up some solo gold on that plating. Should get another. And that's quite a lot just to go to one person.
Yeah, this early rotation is going to start to put pressure on Shikari on the top side of the map. Monk very happy to get the free farm too, and he's not too far behind Matty, but like you said, the plating is definitely a big deal here. Actually looking like they're posturing for a dive onto Mummus on this bottom side of the map, and like you said, it is a difficult dive to make work versus an Aatrox. Things can definitely go awry because he's got lots of mobility and does have that ultimate. Yeah,
but the crucial thing is there's no one there to help him right now. Actually, Ping's coming in. It looks like Shogun sniffed out the dive, and he's recalling the head over. So now that they've taken the Rift Herald, they aren't concerned about staying on the top side. They instantly rotate, and this means, although 2 plates have gone down on the bot tower, Fnatic won't be able to punish it further. Because if you look at the other side of the map, that top tower for MnM has still got 5 plates. So I think this is a good move from MnM. They have the Rift Herald. They don't need to stay top lane. They just need to find an opportunity to use it and hopefully get that first tower, or at least a heaping help off gold from the plates.
I think Fnatic sent Matty and Prosper mid so they could make the decision to go bot or top depending on where each individual lane showed. They've just seen Monk and Shogun appear bot, and they've seen Mummus appear top, so they're going to match that and send Matty and Prosper down to the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, it does also mean they can establish in vision control. It's always a good rule if you are a support player to walk through mid, then rotate your lane, because you can help out with the vision control. So it's a fairly standard, but Mighty moving as well definitely shows what you were saying. They weren't sure where MnM are going. And right now, Fnatic are very much playing to MnM's tune. They are matching where Monk goes on the map because they want this 2v2 matchup. But MnM kind of ran them around a bit. Now, Monk has to be careful because he's alone here.
Yeah, that is also the Blade of the Rune King. Monk's just dead, surely. First blood, 12 minutes into the game. And honestly, that was a bit of an oopsie-daisy from Monk.
It was just, this is something that I've really had an issue with consisting with Monk. It's just a lack of respect issue. It frequently feels like he just overextends or is in the wrong position when there's absolutely no reason to do so. And that is his major flaw, because obviously mechanically he's a very strong player. It's just sometimes he doesn't respect the fact that, oh, my support and jungle are warding, I probably shouldn't walk up here.
Gonna be Chibs now. Shockwave to pull Dan back. Dan actually taking a lot of damage from the turret. Chibs has to pop that heal as MagiFelix dives in. That's a lot of damage back onto the...
Ooh, we had the aggro again, and that extra tower hit. The heal does save him. But that was a bit messy coming out from MagiFelix.
Both Dan and MagiFelix. They pretty much overextended massively to try and go for that kill onto Chibs, who really only had to burn his heal and his shockwave. And
Shogun's coming mid, but MagiFelix will back off. Remember, flash on that Alistair means he is very threatening. He can essentially just one-shot MagiFelix at HP.
You can see Mummus. This is the first lane that I've really seen Mummus start to struggle in. And it's against this Yorick. It is difficult for him, actually forced to back away. Now pop that Whirlander. Here comes Nulty on the top side of the map. Dan also there as well. Mummus is trying to dive in. He won't be able to catch Shikari here, I don't think, although he might get pulled back in. That was a nice smite coming out from the Olaf, who's trying to dive onto Shikari. Shikari gets locked up by that thing. It was a brilliant stopwatch, and Mummus picks up the second kill. They may even get a lot of turret plating for their efforts here.
Yeah, they got the Herald. They should just be able to take this tower. And what a bait from Nulty. It looked like it was an overextension because he got very low in that exchange, but the stopwatch was flawless, completely avoided the damage from Dan and the tower hit. And just a great 2v2 from Nulty and Mummus, really styling on Dan and Chikari.
Just as I was saying that this looked like the lane that really... First time I've seen Mummus struggle on his Aatrox. Nulty and Mummus combo so well. They might even get 2 towers out of this. MagiFelix is rotating up, but there is no vision in the red side jungle for MnM. They get that second turret, and they should be able to back away here. Nulty is going to force MagiFelix back, and that will allow a free recall for Mummus coming out. But what a brilliant play for MnM on the top side of the map. Yeah,
just a complete credit to Nulty there. The absolute confidence to go in, knowing the limit of his damage, so that last axe found Chikari. And then he had the stopwatch to fall back on, so Dan completely baited that ult down. Dan felt like, okay, I'll go in, I'll get the Olaf. We might be able to trade at least 2 for 1, but the stopwatch was so clutch.
Matty again going in, pops that ultimate onto Monk, and Shogun now the target. There's the teleport.
Coming in.
Teleport coming in. Must be from Mummus. The counter teleport's coming in from Chikari. They cannot cancel them, remember, as Shogun finds a little knock-up. Chib's now the target. And it looks like everybody going to back off. I mean, Shogun, he could have popped that ultimate a little bit earlier. Forced to burn the flash. There comes the redemption too, as Mummus also needs to be careful. He does not have that ultimate ready.
And almost instantly it's a 5-man bot lane, but no kills taken. Just a couple of small summoners. The Alistar flash and some ultimates. The dragon was picked up by Fnatic there, though. It is only an ocean, so not the biggest of issues for MnM. But both these teams very quick to pull the trigger when a situation unfolds like that.
I think you can see the confidence from Matty and Prosfair taking on Monk and Shogun in this 2v2 right now. You have to be very careful. Actually, a big rotate coming out from MnM, and doesn't look like the Fnatic boys are ready to respond. MagiFelix might not even be able to effectively clear this wave, although he should be.
And then he remembers he's playing Victor.
Then he remembers he just needs to press E.
Yep, pretty effective, but they do get a lot of damage on the mid lane tower. They're going to try and push up again. This is a bit risky, because remember, Monk hasn't even finished his Blade of the Moon King. Look at the items Matty has. If a fight starts here, Fnatic will absolutely win it. They have such an item advantage, and Shogun is low, so they get some more damage and back off. But the issue is, Chibs isn't on the highest mana, and they need to defend from this mid push, but it looks like Matty and Prosper are just going to go bot again, so they're not interested in making a counter push, which frees up MnM all to recall. And if you look, 4 members of recall for MnM. That is... Okay, it's cancelled by Mummus. That can sometimes be seen as a mistake, but it just shows the confidence. They're not scared of Fnatic pushing anything in return. I mean, when you're 1.3k gold ahead and you've been making the aggressive plays, why not? Do not have the Blade of the Moon King picked up by Monk. And crucially, the Redemption is the build that Nulty has gone. So I did see this originally in Korea from Tarzan, where you go the tanky build, but you pick up the Redemption to offer the extra utility in those skirmishes. Because essentially later on, an Olaf does just become a brick wall, but he's getting caught here. Oh, he has to pop the ultimate. There's the redemption coming out. Here comes Mummus, forces the flash out of Matty. Dan is on the other side, looking to maybe jump over. Does, onto Mummus. Mummus might be forced to burn some of his summoners, although he doesn't have any right now. They actually get him once that World Ender finishes. And that's a good capitalization by Dan. Good presence of mind to keep going. And speaking of keeping going, MagiFelix almost gets Shogun in their red side jungle, and they're going to stick a load of wards down on their way too. And that's always the issue with an Aatrox, is you want to press your ult early so that it starts stacking up the blood well, but it was a bit too early there because it ran out just as he needed it. Fnatic punishing, going to kill him now. Dan's going mid. That's a sombrero coming out, but it's a good one as they jump onto Chibs. Dan actually managed to regenerate some HP through that ultimate, forced a flash as well as Chikari takes another tower shot for his sins. Fnatic now. They are not slowing down. They are not slowing down. Finding opportunities to punish MnM. Should be able to defend this mid lane tower, but bot lane does fall to Matty, and he has been essentially just solo farming for so much of this game. Has a level lead on Monk, and a gold lead as well, so he's in a really good position right now on this Lucian. Yeah, he's doing very well. Got a bit of a bounty on his head too at 550 gold, so should MnM turn things around and manage to get MagiFelix and Matty, they'll pick up 1,000 gold in their back pocket. But they are currently still doing well in terms of gold equivalency. They are almost at the same level of gold, just 500 between them, mainly due to the towers that I think they picked up on the top side of the map, keeping MnM well and truly in this game. But Fnatic have definitely turned a switch here. The crucial thing you got to remember, though, is where that gold is, because a lot of the gold from the towers is going to be on Mummus and Nulty. Mummus can be impactful in team fights, Nulty less so as it gets further in the game. Whereas if you look at Fnatic, the bounties are showing where the gold is. It's on that Victor and it's on that Lucian. Lucian picked up 2 items in a great position, and the Victor has, I believe that's a fully evolved Hex Core, and already picked up a Lost Chapter, and pretty far off on CS compared to Chib. So those 2 carries in a great position. Now, Mummus might be overextended, does have the ult though.
He does have the ultimate, and he does have Flash, crucially this time. Fnatic actually going to back off as they see Nolty heading back up, and Mummus wants to take this fight. He wants to keep going. There comes the redemption. Mummus trying to keep himself, but Bloodwell fully stacked, but Magic Felix is on the backside of things here. They're going to fully commit to this fight. They do manage to take out Mummus once that ultimate has dropped down, and right now it is a 2-for-1 scenario. Fnatic coming out on top again.
And crucially, the kills go over to the Victor, which is the worst person to give that goal to. Monk might be overextended.
I think he's dead, and that's going to be Matty picking up yet another kill, disrespecting that stun onto the Kalista, which makes her ever so weak.
He saw Prosphere. If you look at the minimap, there was a ward. He saw Prosphere coming. He didn't respect the fact he could have gone for that play. Didn't respect the flash Q, and by the time he used his flash, it was way too late. So again, Monk disrespecting his opponent and gets punished, and in that last passage of play, look where more kills have gone to on the side of Fnatic. That Lucian, that Victor, those are not the members you want to be strong when you're looking from MnM's point of view.
So as we enter into Fnatic starting to take over this game, I questioned to myself, where are all our tweets? We had so many tweets during the Bulldogs game, and we just don't have the tweets.
I think people are just captivated by this game.
Well, uncaptivate. Send us company tweets. We need to know what's going on in your lives, guys. Andre, where are you? My boy from DC.
I hope his work's going good. He said he was doing work while he was watching, so hope that's going okay. They are good aggressive mid.
That's a big aggressive push. Oh no, Chibs, another sombrero that we're seeing. It might not make a difference though. It's a big push from MnM. Gets them through that middle turret, and they're going to pick up 2 kills. And again, eerily similar to Krogson, although Magic Felix coming in. Oh, it's going to be a great combo, a double kill. That was a huge hit from the Victor.
This Victor is getting stronger and stronger. Magic Felix showing why he's confident to pick this champion. He is providing so much threat here. Fully completed Ludens, 10 stacks on Dark Seal. He is in such a great position. And if MnM aren't careful, he will take over this game. Monk, he's going to go down.
Oh, he's just dead.
Once again, Monk disrespects, he gets punished, and this Victor is so strong right now.
I feel like we've seen this all before. Magic Felix entering beast mode and popping fools left, right, and center.
Absolutely, and what better champ to do it on Victor, someone who scales so well, has so much zone control. The thing is, if Mummus and Nolty run at him, he can just melt them.
Vision is there for MnM. They are going to see this get started up on that control ward. You can see Mummus does have teleport. He's going to back and I think teleport into this situation as MnM are looking to respond. This is going down so quickly. This is just gone. And I think that is going to be it. That is the Baron going down. Maybe a fight's going to result as well as the Chaos Storm doing a little bit of work onto Shogun on the backside of this fight. He's going to go down. And maybe Fnatic are continuing their pressure. They're not going to. They're going to back off. I'm going to finish that sentence right there.
Yeah, they got gold to spend, but they get the Baron, they get a kill on top of it, and Fnatic have blown this game wide open. They've started to take control, and now they're pinging the bot lane. Tower, I think they're sending Yorick top lane. This is a good opportunity to go for a 1-4 and split things up.
I'm looking at the board to see what happens here.
So it's one of these two.
One of these two.
Wins.
Given the current situation, I'm looking at Fnatic 2-0 and Fnatic 1-1. Both scenarios would result in Fnatic getting second seed. So if Fnatic win here, which it looks like they might do.
Crucially though, it would come down to how XL do in the tower challenge.
Well, I say that Chibs is going to get focused by Dan, and here goes Matty once more. Fnatic not letting up on the pressure in this game.
So this is only where the standing would be before the tower challenge.
Right.
So Fnatic winning would put much more of a burden on XL in the tower challenge. If Fnatic win this and the final, XL have to 2-0 to get second. If XL lose to Diabolus after winning this, it's only a 1-1. But this game's still on, and MnM aren't ready to give up yet.
And Fnatic take yet another turret in the mid lane. MnM really struggling in a game that really does matter for them. Because in almost every scenario, apart from MnM 2-0ing, they're going to end up 4th here.
Yeah.
So they really do need to get this win and start to push on their pressure in this particular game. Nice try cosplay. Nice to try and cosplay Orcs, Shogun. Playing the Alistair.
Yeah, that's, you know, trying to copy me. Hasn't had quite a successful game as I did against the easel and the whiteboard. We'll see the push coming out, and it's so difficult that Victor can put so much poke into anyone in MnM. I mean, look, MagiFelix is level 15, Chibs is level 12. Ignoring gold, that level discrepancy is so punishing.
Look at the damage coming out from the Death Rays of MagiFelix. He gets warded away by the Callista, but realistically, for how long? Fnatic are knocking on the base, and MnM, they don't want to answer.
Yeah, MagiFelix so strong here, and I feel like MnM have to go for an engage. You have to find a shockwave on him. That's the only situation in which they have a hope. Bull's been put down by Chibs. Does reset, though. The tower's going to go down on this push.
MagiFelix starts to get damage down. Now they're going to start to pop that ultimate. Huge damage onto Chibs, and the redemption only catches Shogun. It doesn't matter, though. Fnatic have got what they came for. The inhibitor falls, and they walk away.
Yeah, they will back off, clear out some jungle camps, and I think the plan is to go towards that top side of the map. They're going to recall and spend the money. They're in a great position now. 6.3k gold ahead. And the XP differences are so punishing as well. I mean, 2 levels up in the AD carry role, 2 levels up in the mid lane role.
3 in the jungle. I mean, Fnatic are just soaking experience like a sponge. Oh, wait, no, I looked at someone else. 3 in the support versus jungle, that's obvious.
Yeah.
1 in the jungle.
Yeah.
Sorry, for some reason I thought Alistair was Olaf.
At this point, Olaf feels a bit like an Alistair because he doesn't really do any damage.
I think I'm like delusionally tired from having a small child that won't sleep. And so now I think Olaf
I know we're friends and stuff, but I feel like telling people about my sleeping patterns on stream isn't really a nice thing to do.
What do you mean?
Well, you said you have a small child who doesn't sleep.
Oh, orcs. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You are my baby, though. I did call my baby orcs as well, of course.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, let's look at it from the MnM.
Wait, I've got a game. So the game called Orcs is hopeful about everybody.
Yep.
Where did MnM come back into this, Orcs?
MnM come back into this if they get a miracle shockwave onto MagiFelix, and if the Victor falls, they have a chance. They kill Victor, they can win a team fight. It's not guaranteed. Lucian's still very strong, but if they kill the Victor, they have a hope. So that is what they have to do. MagiFelix has to horribly misplay and get engaged upon. Remember, they have Flash on Alistair, so it could happen. If they kill the Victor, they can win.
Shikari now the target. Nolty moving forward. That's going to be a flash coming out of Shikari as he tries to block people away with the wall. Here comes his ultimate too. This might end up in a full-on fight as MagiFelix walks in, and that is a lot of damage coming down. He absolutely one-bombs with Dan, and they're going to dive onto Monk in the backline. Dan now forced to back away. Good stopwatch to buy some time. That's going to allow MagiFelix to get into position onto Monk. Slams him into the floor. The damage is huge. Fnatic cleaning up, and an overextension onto the Yorick will result in nothing but pain for not for Fnatic, for MnM.
Yeah, they've tried to go for the pick on the Yorick, but good flash from Shikari makes them wait way too long. And then as soon as the Victor joined the fight, there was no hope for MnM, especially with the shockwave on cooldown. This Victor has been a monster this game.
Yeah, I mean, MagiFelix really has looked unstoppable on a pick that is definitely very comfortable for him. They're going to push another wave into the top side inhibitor tower. They should be able to get this with relative ease as 3 members of MnM are still respawning, and they're going to pick up yet another inhibitor without even having the Baron power play to thank for it.
Yeah, so now as well, Baron up in 20 seconds. Bot and top inhibitor down means MnM are just on wave clear duty at the moment, and Fnatic should just be able to take this Baron for 3 with 2 minutes still on the bot lane inhibitor. I think they've got that upside down. The inhibitor display, because it says top, it's coming up in 2 minutes, but top just went down.
I can't really work out what they're supposed to say.
So this one's top lane.
No, maybe the dark signifies bot lane.
Oh, maybe that's actually a point. I could be wrong.
You could just be reading it the wrong way around.
True.
But then, like, I can't really work out why the circles are like different percentage colors. Ah, it's a timer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot. Yeah,
okay.
the dark. It's the dark means you're. That's how much
that
time
makes
is
sense
expired.
because it's down. Wow, Destruction's so small. Oh, Monk is not though.
Monk's dead. Oh, not PogChamp, and they're going to get the kill onto Monk. Double kill coming out for MagiFelix, and that should allow them to pick up this final inhibitor with relative ease. Maybe even look to push towards the game.
Yeah, I think this is one just to take the game. Both carries down. Well, all 3 carries down for MnM. only the Alistar and the Olaf really to defend. Don't think there's much hope. And this is the Fnatic we saw midway through the split where they really start to take over. They have put a dominating performance up against MnM.
They're going to push in onto Nolte, who will flash away, and MnM really didn't look like they were ever in this game. From about 10 minutes onwards, Fnatic have held this in their hands, and they're going to put destiny in their own hands too as they take the win to face Diabolus in the final. Good
play from them. Solid all round, but they will go up against Diabolus, and that will come down to who is going to go with the Talent Challenge. That does mean, though, however, MnM are locked into 4th place. So they will be facing Diabolus in playoffs. And now it just comes down to, well, XL will definitely play Fnatic. It just comes down to who gets side selection. And unsurprisingly, the MVP is...
MagiFelix.
Shock.
There we go. Yeah, we guessed right. 10-0-4. Big kill participation, huge CS per minute. MagiFelix looked very good for Fnatic Rising in this game. And they are looking solid going into a tough matchup versus Diabolus in our next series.
Absolutely. And I think that Diabolus had a clean game against Bulldogs, but they have had a bit of a fall from grace from being tower champions. So, you know, I have to fear Fnatic coming through, but it's definitely going to be a close one.
Yeah, I mean, Diabolus still looked pretty good. I think this will, a lot of it will come down to draft. I think both of these teams are excellent representatives for the UK scene. Both incredibly gifted in terms of their team play and individual players on their team rosters too. And we'll be finding out exactly how they do in our next series, of which you will say goodbye to me, thankfully. I will be gone. And I know I won't hit you in the face anymore with whiteboards.
Well, not on camera.
Anyway, I'm going to wait for production from Big B, and I think we're good to go. So see you later, guys. I've had fun. You've had fun. Orcs has had fun. The tweets have been fun. The games have been fun. Aatrox had fun. Everyone else had fun. DogChamp had fun. Production had fun. The whiteboard had fun. The screens had fun. The camera had fun. The TV had fun. You had fun. I had fun. Twitch had fun. Bye.